What's going on, YouTubers? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome you all to this movie review. I think it's a movie review, or I think it's movies review in a way. I gotta look it up, but that'll be later on. So, this is going to be about me talking about Hurry Up Tomorrow and some details going into it when it comes to this movie itself that features Abel Tesfaye and Jenna Ortega, and you also when it comes to an artist. Well, the artist is The Weeknd, which is Abel Tesfaye. But I met the other actor, who's also in this movie as well, called Barry Keoghan. I think that's how you say his last name. I could be butcher his last name. If I do, I apologize to him. But he's a well-known actor. Um, don't know much about him other than I think he's in Games of Thrones. I'm assuming. I could be wrong, but I could be thinking about somebody else. But nevertheless, um, so yes, this film of Her Tomorrow was last year, obviously, back in May 16th, 2025, and it was in theaters. Obviously, I couldn't watch it in theaters. It was busy, obviously. Then again, there are times I never, go to see movies. Michael Jackson, when it comes to his bio film, Michael, was a rare occasion, and I did able to go to see that movie. But other movies itself, never got a chance to actually go to theaters to watch those, any movies that I wanted to see, luckily because I barely had time. But I did find time to watch this movie on Prime Video. Yeah, that's where that's where I'll think about where I purchased that. And it's still on there, for me to watch it anytime I want. Now, and I will attempt to watch it anytime I want when it comes to watching Her Tomorrow. And first off, the budget itself of the making of this movie, $15 million. The box office though, wasn't an impressive sale of it, but I think it did pretty decent with $7.8 million. Now I don't know if they're expecting the movie to make a lot more because of who's in it, especially when it comes to The Weeknd, but especially when it comes to Jenna Ortega. More on her when we get to her in this movie as well. So now I can't remember the last time I did a movies review on YouTube here. Then I remember I did one years ago when it comes to next Friday, Friday after next. And I can't remember if I did any movie reviews of it as well. But I don't think I have it up no more, obviously. I gotta double check to see. All I know is that I got a playlist of the movie review, that's still on my channel. I just haven't done much of it. Now, if you're saying to yourself, I haven't done a movie review, for that while, not true because other than what came to one battle after another, which it was on me talking about it on BTA, which was like late December of 2025, and that's basically what in a way last time I did a movie review in a way, that had nothing to do or be in the playlist for what comes to me doing movie reviews. So that's basically the gist of it. What comes to you know last time if I ever did a movies review, what comes to just focusing on the playlist itself. What comes to it instead of just talking about on BTA. What comes to the Natural Born Theater that I always do. So not really much of a review. It's just more of a talk about the movie, of how I feel about it in a way, and all that. And I'm pretty sure you paid attention to that most likely. But with that being said, folks, let's talk about this movie itself. Now, when it comes to Abel Tesfaye's movie, this is his movie, Here Tomorrow, which is also the album of Here Tomorrow. Now, a detail of it, I didn't know because I didn't know about the movie. To be honest with you, all I knew about was the album. So I didn't know the movie came out first because the album that came out too later on, which don't remember when it came out. I can't remember exactly when it came out. I'm pretty sure it came out like somewhere in the summer. Um, and when it comes to this movie, it was doing in the spring because May is in the spring. So, but again, I had no idea about the movie that came out. of it. Didn't know it was a movie of it. Um, all I heard again when it comes to the album itself. And what was the reason of this album being made? I mean, not the album, the movie I meant to say. What was the reason of this movie being made itself? Um, it's something that Abel Tesfaye has talked about in his interviews, which it's rare he does interviews, by the way, folks. If you know who the Weeknd is, he could be very mysterious where he doesn't do interviews that much. It's rare he does interviews, so this is one of the things that he actually did interviews when it comes to Her Tomorrow. And um frankly, I want to see more of of Abel Tesfaye doing interviews in a way. Not just when it comes to him doing his acting stuff, but also when it comes to his music. You know, I wish we could get more of that. Now besides when it comes to his music career, which is is always going to be a success for him and great. He's achieved a lot when it comes to it. When it comes to his acting, now I remember seeing one episode that he was part of The Idol, which is it features Lily Rose Depp, the daughter of Johnny Depp, and obviously when it comes to that show itself, because I only saw one episode. I haven't got a chance to see episodes because I was busy doing some other things, but I'm gonna try to catch up all the other episodes there because I think it's only one season of it. And it's probably it's part of the reason why too, by the way. But when it comes to the first episode of I saw, I thought the episode itself, when it comes to the story and everything, and how it was being developed and all that, wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty decent what they did there, and a cliffhanger that left there when it comes to, what's going to happen in the next episode, which I'm gonna try to catch that whenever I can, and hopefully I will. Again, now I'm working every day now, and now trying to work on some other things as well when it comes to helping out projects for other things and and all. But because of YouTube, because of YouTube content, I should say, that type of project. But nevertheless, so as far as Abel Tesfay's acting itself, I'm gonna get to more of that when I talk more of it when it comes to it. But when it comes to his acting, because I did see that movie as well when he was in with Adam Sandler called Uncut Gems, I guess what it's called. And obviously it was Abel Tesfaye playing as himself as the Weeknd, and it was more of a cameo in a way with him performing, and then doing a little acting, and then having an altercation with Adam Sandler, whatever his character was, name, the name of his character was supposed to be, and that was it. So from there, it's more of a cameo appearance of the Weeknd on there, so you can't really really talk about all his acting skills at that one when it comes to it. You gotta start somewhere when it comes to being an actor. Now when it comes to this one, because he is the lead star, the lead actor of this movie of Her Tomorrow. But when it comes to the Idol itself, again, only saw one episode, and of what I saw for that one episode, not bad. He's not bad. But again, there's other episodes that I heard that he was in that his acting is not good. Now I'll get to more of that when I get to it when it comes to what he said about his acting. Which is a very important thing of why I want to talk about as well. And then when it comes to this movie, Her Tomorrow, and basically, based on how I saw it from beginning to end, it's like a movie, but it's also like a music video too. It's basically like how The Weeknd always does his music videos. Some of it could be short film, some of it is a music video, but also has some what's it called? Cinema type of style in these type of music videos, like Michael Jackson's Thriller, Black or White, Ghost, something other things that he did when it comes to Smooth Criminal, even though there was a short a short music video of it when it comes to how that was done, but then later on they released the cinema style, full style of Smooth Criminal from the movie Moonwalker. So basically, Her Tomorrow is kind of like with Moonwalker in a way. Now, when it comes to Her Tomorrow, it doesn't really talk about the history of Abel Tesfaye, the Weeknd. Like what comes to Michael Jackson's Her Tomorrow. I mean Michael Jackson's Moonwalk, I meant to say. And by the way, guys, excuse me for I'm a little tired. I came from work, so that's why I'm doing this video late. So um basically it's basically almost similar in a way. What comes to Moonwalker and Her Tomorrow, almost. Now, I'm not saying it's completely like similarities there in a way, but um what comes to Her Tomorrow is it got more of a dark side. It gets more darker once you get into the movie and all. So as far as it will testify acting here, some of it was him acting decent, especially when it comes to his performance of what he can do, to really showcase that he could be a very good actor. And then there was parts where we'll get to that when we get to it, where it was pretty rough to hear him talk to the character Jenna Ortega plays. By the way, we'll get to her as well when it comes to it. But when it came to that, I'm like, wow. And I knew what Omega Red was talking about when it comes to that, and I was waiting for that moment to happen. And then, cause I never seen it. I never saw that. I never saw it until I finally seen it. But we'll get to that. But that one right there is like, oh, that was rough. It was pretty rough. That was not the Weeknd's best performance when it comes to acting. Again, I'll get to that part when we get to it, because it's been a funny running joke at the when when we talk about the Weeknd every time when we do BTA or whatever else we do, But so as far as the movie itself, now we're going to dive into it, after going all this long monologue and all, but now we're going to dive right into it. So it started with Abel Tesfaye getting warmed up because he's doing this tour. What comes? I forgot what's the name of the tour though. It doesn't even say here either. What's the name of the tour? But I seen the name before, but I can't remember the name of it right off the bat. And it's on YouTube, by the way. It's on his channel actually. One of his concerts that he did. I can't remember where he did the concert at, but it's one of those contents that he's got on his YouTube channel. But it's him warming up, and he's not looking. I can't remember if he's looking at himself at the mirror, or he probably is. I can't remember if he was looking at himself in the mirror or not. But basically he's getting warmed up, and the way he's warming up when it comes to his vocals, he's doing this. And like, well, that's one when it comes to bad acting. But again, I'll get to more about Abel Tesfaye, what he said about his acting later on. So then he finally gets to and by the way, when it comes to his manager named Lee, which is played by Barry Keoghan. Barry Keoghan. I apologize if I'm butchering his last name, but he's playing the manager of the Weeknd, and he's basically giving him some encouragement, to the Weeknd, because the Weeknd, is supposed to be doing his performance while he's going through a depression of a recent breakup, a recent breakup, I should say. And can't remember who was supposed to be who was the girl's name who broke up with her. No, it's not. I'll give you a hint. It's not us. I mean, not a hint. I'll give you a spoiler, I should say. It's not Selena Gomez. But then again, this movie was over a year ago, so it's a real spoiler if I even talk about it. So basically, yeah, it's not Selena Gomez, but I remember that's one of Weeknd's breakups that he did felt depressed, which is why he wrote some songs, for After Hours. Not just for After. It was also some other album. It wasn't really an album. It was more of an EP, track in a way that he did. It's more of a single, I should say, but I digress. But After Hours, is one of songs that he wrote, and in a way, maybe not all of them, but just a few. What comes to going to fight through some depressions that he was going to do and all that, after his recent breakup, and basically, yeah. So this one, he's dealing with a recent broke with his girlfriend, and he's getting very emotional, and he's unstable. You see him cry, which when him crying like that, and because he has heartbroken when it comes to being breaking up with his exes, and it's not just Selena Gomez, but I can't remember his other girlfriend he had and broke up with him as well, but um he's showing those emotions to cry in while filming, and that's I could say he did some good acting right there when it comes to him crying. Now, I don't remember if he actually cried in the beginning of this film, but I know who did cry in the beginning of this filming, which after we get to all that with the Weeknd, is we warmed up and all that, and then his manager is encouraging him to get ready to go out there. Also, when we get to meanwhile, we see Jenna Ortega, who her character's name is Anna May. Yeah, I know. I don't know why the name Anna May is her name, but that's her name. And the thing is, they never really mentioned her name, by the way. Her name was never mentioned in this movie, because of the character she's playing. So, Anna May is a fan of the Weeknd, and she's at some home where she's setting this home on fire. She had gasoline, pouring it inside the house, and then leaving a trail outside, and she's crying. She's crying throughout the entire time. And I guess that's what comes to Jenna Ortega. I don't know what is it what comes to someone wants Jenna Ortega to cry in films, and also what comes to TV series and all that too and all. But yeah, we've seen a lot of Jenna Ortega crying too much, and she does a great job, by the way, which is why what comes to Jenna Ortega being in this film itself, people will watch this not just because of the Weeknd, but people also want to see this because of who's in it as well, and that's Jenna Ortega, because Jenna Ortega is the biggest star right now in this generation. And so she's crying, and she sets the house on fire. And I don't know whose house it was, by the way. There was no one at the home, by the way. There was no one there. But I'm assuming, it has something to do with her mother, because her mother was calling her. Actually, she's on her way to going to Los Angeles, which is the Weeknd's next concert. So then, we go to another concert. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it's the same concert that the Weeknd is at. He's getting warmed up. So before he's going to this concert, he's basically diagnosed with something when it comes to with his muscle, and which is why he's working out, by the way. And he's thinking about, well, actually, it was the next concert he did, by the way, the next concert, because the next concert he was thinking about canceling it. He wants to cancel his concert, but his manager Lee convinced him to do the concert. And obviously, he's hurt, the Weeknd, because of his recent breakup. So Abel is is getting emotional, and he's getting voicemail from his ex-girlfriend, and then he started leaving a voicemail for her because she's not answering his phone, all that, and blaming her for his depression. And he's going off. Wow, he's going completely off with it. But now comes to this acting here, with him going off on his girlfriend like this, on the phone and all that. I thought it was alright. It was disturbing, but I thought it was alright, because he was talking about he's more famous for that. Basically, he's got this whole entitlement of him, and basically let her know that she's nothing about she's nothing anyway. She's nobody, and he's a somebody. That's basically what the whole anger voicemail he left for her to listen to. So we get to Anime, who attends to the concert, and the Weeknd is performing. And in the process of him performing, because it was the opening of the show, he really lost his voice. And this is the reasoning, folks, of why he decided to make this movie, Here Tomorrow. Because he did a live performance. Can't remember what performance it was. I can't remember what concert it was either, where he lost his voice at one point, where it cracked. And this is the reason why he wanted to do the movie, of Her Tomorrow. So this is an element here of why he does the movie here by showing everyone that he in this movie of Her Tomorrow, of the reason why he made this movie in the first place. He lost his voice in his performance, and also he walks off stage. But before he did, he saw Anime in the crowd. Now keep that, and also folks, keep that in mind. The Weeknd saw Anime, and I'm about to get to more people that saw her too. But also he walks up stage, and then all of a sudden, he's packing up, he's leaving, and Anime, she hops over the barricade, and the security sees her and tries to get back in her into the into the crowd, or maybe take it away. I don't know. But she said to the security, he tried to grab me. He tried to grab me something, right? And security listened, and then she has to make a beeline, somewhere backstage. And Lee, the manager, goes to the to the Weeknd, and the Weeknd basically telling him, "I told you I don't want to go out there. I told you I don't want to do this. Basically, blaming Lee, and Lee try to say, I know, I'm sorry, and then and then the Weeknd says, "Fuck you," and all that, and then he said, and then he told the security, hold him back, and then the Weeknd leaves, and meanwhile, Anime is backstage, and one security sees her and asks her if she has to pass. And obviously, she's ignoring him, and she keeps on walking, and then all of a sudden she starts running. All of a sudden, she runs right into the Weeknd. On this point now is Abel Tesfaye. Abel Tesfaye and Anime meets, and the security gets going to take her away, and then Abel stops the security. Oh, hey, it's okay, And then Abel lets her know, I saw you in the crowd, and then he asked her, you want to come with me? So they decided to go to Pacific Park, where there's a carnival and all that, and they're having a good time and all, spend the entire night with one another, and all of a sudden they go to the hotel they were going to stay at, but Abel sees his manager Lee, and basically Abel tells the driver, let's go to another hotel, a nicer hotel, and they do. So they go to another hotel where Abel sings the song to Anime, called Her Tomorrow, and she listens to him singing it, and she's in tears. Not she's not doing her usual cry that she always does. It's just her just tear coming down her eye, and basically tells Abel it basically Her Tomorrow song, it relates to her in a way of what she's going through, what comes to loneliness and abandonment, something like that. So also Abel starts hugging her and all that, and it was showing me something there that they were making love with each other. I think that's what they was trying show me in a way what comes to it. Well actually show me so I think they may have had sex. I don't know if they did or not, because again just by how they're how you just gotta see how for those that didn't see it, you gotta see how they did it. And then at the end, Abel says to Anime, "Don't ever leave me." So then the next day, Abel is getting up, and obviously he received a lot of missed calls and he got a lot of voicemails, most likely from his manager, and from his mom and from his security, and then Abel hears Anime singing Her Tomorrow. And what comes to and we talk about Jenna Ortega herself. What comes to her singing that song? What comes to her singing to that song? Well, based on her singing, I'm like, she sounds pretty decent, And I know she doesn't like singing because because obviously she's not a singer. She's an actress, but her singing wasn't bad, to be honest with you. Especially if you've seen Santa's live, the skit that she did. I can't remember the skit that with these three guys, where they're singing A Great American Road Trip, and she did a good job of singing that song too. With those three guys as well. Which again, the three guys I don't know who they are, but those three guys are pretty good. comes to what they do as Saturday Night Live. But um, but Jenna Ortega didn't sound bad, or what she was singing. Um, so then they start having an afternoon breakfast. Basically, that's what they were doing, and Abel is giving basically is preparing himself to go on tour now, because he's still on the tour, and Anime, is ignoring her mom's call, because her mother kept calling her. So she finally answers her mother, because Abel is like, hey, you gonna get that? And and while she's preparing to leave to go to his next tour, which is according to Anime, is Australia. So the mother is irate with her daughter Anime for what she did, for burning the house and all that. And I don't know what else she did after that too, though. And basically, she demands to explain herself, and then Anime is like, she's sorry, and that she's gotta go. She's turning up. She's all turned. She's now she's getting ready to cry. She did before, from the beginning of the movie, but she's going to cry. But she's apologizing. She's telling her, she gotta go. I love you and all that. And then she answers the phone call, and she's crying hysterically. Meanwhile, Abel is seeing all this, and he's got this weird look on his face, like he's freaked out, and he doesn't know what to do, and he's just standing there awkwardly, and then he's looking at his phone, and then he finally starts to say, "You okay?" And I'm like, well, I wish he would have hesitated, to answer right away, after he looked at his phone, that because he took maybe what, probably 20 seconds before checking on Anime to see if she's okay and all that, and then look at his phone and all that, and then because he's just look at I'm pretty sure he look at the time or whatever, or maybe see if his manager's trying to call him, whatever. But either way, he took a while to to see what's going on with Anime, and then when he finally did, Anime turns around and sees him, and then he starts have that concern look on his face. She's asking him, why you look so freaked out? And he's trying to pretend he's not acting freaked out, but he's wondering if she's good. And then she said to him to say, "You don't look worried. You look scared." And then he's like, "Oh well, I'm sorry. I don't know how you want me to. I don't know how you want me to the feel or look." So I can't remember how he said it, but and then Anime walks up to him. She's got that serious look on her face, and then she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And then Abel's like, "Doing what?" And then she's like, "You're ruining it." And he's like, "Not trying to ruin anything, but he's gotta go." And she's like, "Well, then take me with you." And then he's like, "Well, here's the thing. Look, we had a great time last night and all that, and it was beautiful, but that's not how this goes." Basically, he's dumping her. He's basically rejecting her, declining her, and he said he'll call her. And then she said to him, "But you don't even have my number." And then he's like, "Well, just write it down. I don't know what to tell you." And then she said to Abel, "Why did he tell her this? On that the other night?" And he's trying to remember. And then to remind him to never leave you, right? And then she's losing her mind at this point. She's like, "You told me to never leave you, and now you leave me. It doesn't make any sense." And she's like, and then Abel's trying to calm down, and she's like, "No, you say you wanted this, you needed this, right?" And then and she's explaining to him that you're hurting yourself and all that. You're because you're too emotional. You're depressed and all that. I'm just paraphrasing, and she's basically keep raising her voice at him. And let him know that she's not gonna let him walk out and and just run so like this, and she cares about him and she wants to help him and all that. And then this is where we get to the part where he he did one of the most horrible acting that I ever saw in my entire life. and I love the Weeknd. But after seeing this, I'm like, yeah, this was not good. So he goes to because because she won't shut up. So he tells her, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut up. And then he's saying to her, oh, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? And then Jenna's off. And I'm talking about, not talking about, the character and anime. I'm talking about Jenna Ortega's look, the way her face looked when it comes to Abel's, trying to act like, you know, his acting, I should say. Oh my god, that was the funniest thing I ever saw. With now I don't know it was supposed to be intentional. I don't know in a way, but Jenna Ortega was like, had that look on her face like she thinking in my mind like what the hell was that? But basically, all of a sudden, able to turn her, he's gotta go. He's got catch a flight because he's on a tour. He's getting calls and saying I'm trying to be nice here, I'm trying to be good here, and they tell her that you're forcing me to be bad, but I'm actually doing a good thing here. She's got that serious look on her face now. Now she's back in her acting mode because the other look that she had was priceless, where she wasn't trying to act at that point. She was like I guess she was flabbergasted about how bad that acting performance was from the Weeknd. And then she got back to to being her acting self there as anime. And and at this point, the Weeknd was going to leave. All of a sudden, anime grabs a bottle of champagne, hits him in the back of the head, and then hits his now not only he got hit in the back of the head with a bottle of champagne, which obviously not knocked him out, but it didn't really do him any favors when his front of his head hit the door, and at this point he got knocked out. And from there, he's is out. Now he's having a nightmare where he's wandering at some hotel that's empty, and he goes into an empty street, and he goes into an elevator, which is in the hotel, and then some underground tunnel, whatever, and he goes see this young woman. He goes to that young woman, right? And this woman this young woman. I can't remember how she was dressed and all, but he goes to her, and also she starts um screaming in a way, and finally he encounters his child self singing "Her Tomorrow," and all of a sudden um there's fire and some kind. I can't remember what it was after that, but it was very weird thing. It's like we're watching a horror film in a way, as this was being produced and all, but also like it's because it's the Weeknd. It's almost like it's almost like a short film in a way when it comes to music video. But yeah, something that the Weeknd always known for. So finally, Abel wakes up. He wakes up, and the thing is, he's tied up on the bed, and Anime shows up, and basically, you know, she's got him all tied up, and he wants her to untie her. I mean, she wants her to untie him, as to say, and she said that she will untie him, but first she's gotta be. She wants him, I should say. They gotta talk. We need to talk. Because he wasn't talking to her before, and basically they're going back and forth from that. Don't untie me. I'm not going to tie you and all that. Um, because she wants him to talk to him. She wants him to talk to her. I meant to say. Sorry, I'm going again. I'm over the place and all that. But um, basically she wants Abel to be honest with her. Be honest, and she will set him free. And all of a sudden, she starts putting on a song, "Blinding Lights" from After Hours, and she starts singing and dancing to it. And meanwhile, Abel is freaked out by all this and tries to escape from that, but obviously he can't. And basically, she explains, Blind Lights, it's a depressing song because it is in a way, even though it's an amazing song to dance to, but it's also depressing when you listen to the lyrics. So what's the reason of this song that Weeknd did it? Right? But he wouldn't say anything, which is the whole point of why Anime is got him type on the bed because he refused to talk to her. And she wants to help him, but he's not answering. He's not talking. So she plays another song, and obviously he doesn't want her to do that, but no choice. So she plays Gasoline from Dawn FM, and basically she buries the music video of I couldn't believe it when I heard this. She buried the music video of Gasoline because obviously it's not a big hit like Blinding Lights, which it is true obviously. But she buries the music video like by saying did anyone even see the music video? And then she said, talk about failure. Sorry about that, folks. So as I was saying, but I couldn't believe it. She buried the music video Gasoline. Yes, I get it. Gasoline, the music video itself. Now it wasn't bad. I thought, it was in a way awkward because it was old man Weeknd and just younger Weeknd fighting each other. Yeah. So take it what you will when it comes to that. But anyways, but either way, so but when it comes to Gasoline, the song itself, when it comes to the lyrics, it's got some meaning into it as well. And overall when it comes to Gasoline, it's a good song too. And a good music to dance to as well. Which is why you saw Anime, singing and dancing to it. And talks about what's the mean behind this one when it comes to it. Because she's thinking that Abel's has a toxic relationship issue in a way. And also when it comes to drug addictions and once again depression and all. Basically, in a way, saying, is he the toxic one? That's causing these toxic relationships. Is he the one causing toxic relationships? Abel. And she wants to hear from him. And basically, Abel, is still ain't answering her. And then she says, "Well, let's do another song." And she's gonna do another song from this new album, "Hurry Up Tomorrow." But we never got to it because all of a sudden we heard a door knocking, and there was someone. We'll get to that. But Abel, heard the knocking, right? And Anime grabs a pillow and covers Abel with it, like he's gonna suffocate him to death. He's gonna smother him. So, who's unlocking the door? Why is his manager, Lee? He tracked him down with when it comes to because Abel's phone, it's got a tracker. So, Anime answers the door, but basically says that he's not here, and Lee says he's here because his phone led him to here the tracker, right? And basically she's not going to open the door. She's like he's not here. She continues to say that he's not here and all that, and saying that she's not going to open the door. She's not going to let him in. And Lee is basically he says something that that's to threaten her in a way, something that I can't remember exactly, and make her and try to make her flinch and all that, but obviously it didn't work. But then she said to him, "Fuck you," and he's like, "What? Fuck me?" And then he starts knocking out. He basically busts the door down. I mean, door get busted down. Basically the lock came off, and all of a sudden Lee is like, "Okay, what now?" And then he's try to make a jump, right? Obviously she didn't jump at all. She goes grab the knife, and also obviously he stops her. So not away. Also he hears Abel, but obviously the door is locked. I mean it's closed. I mean to say, and she throws a vase at at Lee, and Lee goes after her, and and then Anime gets a bottle of champagne, tries to throw it at him, and it's shattered and all that. All of a sudden, he flips the table over, and finally he gets her, and brings her down, and it's like, calm down, calm down, and all of a sudden, Anime knees him in the nuts, and she tried to get away, but still couldn't get away because he still got her, and and all of a sudden he tries choking her, and obviously she wouldn't have survived that at this point. But then, because she threw the bottle of champagne at him and glass shattered, she grabbed one of the pieces of glass and stabbed him in the neck. I'm like, whoa! And he bled to death. The manager of Abel bled to death. And all of a sudden, Anime gets up, and she's crying. She goes to lay down next to Abel, and she's hysterically crying, and then she says to him, "Please be honest with me." And then Abel replies by saying, "I can't." And she starts crying a lot more. She gets out of bed. She goes to the other side of the room, and she comes back with a gasoline. And I'm like, holy shit. So she's pouring the gasoline onto the Weeknd, Abel, and she's gonna line him up. And she's on the bed too, by the way. She's on the bed with him. And I'm like, is she going with him too? Because holy shit. So as she's getting ready to set the bed on fire, Abel, he finally he didn't talk, but he sang the song "Hurry Up Tomorrow," and that stopped Anime for doing what she was going to do. So I guess the whole thing of him being honest was there all along. "Hurry Up Tomorrow," the song from the album "Hurry Up Tomorrow." "Hurry Up Tomorrow" is what he was singing to her. Basically, in a way, that's him being honest. So after that, he was done with that, and all of a sudden, Anime releases Abel, and then she sets the room on fire. And then Abel walks out of the hotel room, while you see in the background the room is still on fire, and he's walking down the hallway that led him to backstage before his concert, and then he starts staring at himself in the mirror, and that's how the movie ends. So this is basically how The Weeknd is known for, except he's doing it on a big screen because he's doing a movie. Because if you've seen The Weeknd has done this before when it comes to music videos and short films, or that when it comes to what he does in the music business, that's basically what you got in this movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, I said before, when it comes to Anime, where she was seen by securities, even by people at the concerts, the fans at concerts that bumped into her and all that, and she bumped into them, just to get to get to the front row, and there's also some other scenes too where the police officer saw her, where she was someone's car, and by the way, I forgot to mention this part, by the way, where she was stealing someone's gas. Basically, she was stealing gasoline, from the gas station, for she could fill up for a car, that she was driving. I think it was a car, or I think it was a pickup truck. I can't remember what it was, but I digress. But either way, and also being seen by other people as well when it comes to being at this theme park. So some people were doing some conspiracy theories about Anime. Was she real or was she not? Was she made up, or was she a real person? Well, it's confusing how they did it at the end of the movie. That she maybe it wasn't her at this whole time. Maybe it was Abel this whole time when it comes to what he did. I think he had enough of his of his manager's shit, and he tried to, take him out of his misery. I don't know if that's the case or not, because obviously his manager is dead. Lee is dead. Um, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you from there, but all I could all I could tell you is this is not like the Sixth Sense, where Bruce Willis' character died. But obviously, well, when it comes to this one kid who sees dead people, he was one of those dead people. So I guess I try to incorporate that one into this movie, but obviously, I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked how Abel had labeled it or visionized it, and the director himself. When it comes to it, I don't know if that was the goal of it as well, um, in a way. But either way, that was basically some people conspiracy theories about it when it comes to it. Was she real or not? Um, I I think she was pretty much real in a way, but I guess in the Weeknd's mind, she felt real in a way. I don't know, but now as far as the Weeknd, Abel Tesfaye, I said before when it comes to his acting, I was gonna mention this before. When it comes to his acting, he did his acting. He himself in the interview said he's an amateur, so at least he can see that he tries best, but he's still an amateur at this. So at least he sees the issue and the problem here that his acting could still be developed, because those moments where his acting was on point, and those actings that were not on point. There was some actings that were decent. There was some actings that were just bad, and there was some actings where he did where if he really wants to contribute to being an actor, all he needs is the right agent and the right acting teaching what it's called, the acting um acting class, wherever it's supposed to be. You gotta know what I mean. He needs those right people, and if he gets the right people to to help him with that, with those those acting skills that he can that he can showcase, because I know he can do it. Because again, he's still an amateur at this. If he has the right people to help him out with that, like Jenna Ortega, for example, and and obviously what comes to Barry here, and whoever else that that the Weeknd on that knows that he, like an Adam Sandler, because Adam Sandler is a good actor as well. Yes, he's done some comedies, but he could be a good actor as well. There's some roles that he does. There were a serious acting roles that has comedy into it. But the point is he's still an amateur, but it's still a working process for Abel Tesfaye to really showcase of his acting skills. Now, obviously, this was not the right step. Obviously, I'm not gonna let him go for this one. No, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. That was that was funny. It was bad, but it was funny. And I think that's something me Omega Red was talking about, or I'm sorry, Omega Red said. I should say. I think that's what Omega Red was saying. Yeah, say that it was funny bad when that happened. But I digress. And there's some other things to talk about as well because of this film. I already forgot much of it when it comes to it, and I already ran too long with this one, so I don't want to go too long with this one. But that's basically the gist of it, folks. Of it. Now, how I feel about the movie overall, because some people thought it was the worst movie ever. I wouldn't go that far. Believe me, I've seen worse movies. This one is not one of them. Do I think it was great? No. Do I think it was awesome? No. Do I think it was Oscar worthy? No. But then again, I thought the same thing about her, of one battle after another. Look where that ended up. But let me look up something here when it comes to Her Tomorrow. If it besides also when it comes to Her Tomorrow, the film itself, it's a soundtrack. Now obviously I don't think it won any awards of any kind. because obviously this film it didn't really do much of Abel Tesfaye's favor when it comes to his acting. Actually, he won something. It was the Hawaii Film Critics Society Award. I never heard that. Oh yeah. Okay, so it won for worst film of 2025. Again, I wouldn't go that far. Um, Now he was nominated with other films for it as well, but obviously it doesn't go for Academy Awards though. And people are again, they're nominated when it comes to worst picture, worst director, worst screenplay, worst actor. Well, obviously he does get that, but he was nominated for that, but he didn't win it, which thank God, because again, I've seen worse actors than than others, and Abel Tesfaye is not one of those worst actors. Is he bad? Yes. He's only bad because he's still an amateur. And also worst screen couple. So yeah, I guess The Weeknd and his colossal ego, which is Jenna Ortega's character in anime. Which by the way, I want to talk about this as well. Anime is basically the female Weeknd. That's basically what it is, and that's why people were saying when it comes to was she real or not? So I guess in a way she was not real because of that. But when it comes to listening to interviews, I remember that was the story that they was trying to tell when it comes to it. When it comes to anime, unless I missed it, I don't know. I can't recall. But as far as Jenna Ortega in this film, because yes, this was not a great movie. I didn't think the movie was bad. I thought the movie for what it was, I thought it was alright. It was and when it comes to Abel Tesfaye acting, it was more of him performing than him acting. I mean, again, there was some parts that he was acting, but there was some parts that he was also performing. And as far as Jenna Ortega, when it comes to this one, she carried this movie, by the way, because obviously everyone thinks very highly of Jenna Ortega's acting, and Jenna Ortega is a great actress. That's why she's in this for the long haul, and she really did carry this movie. And people were saying too, she carried this movie, but at the same time, they want Jenna Ortega to have a new agent, because some people are thinking, what is this agent thinking for putting her in this film, where people are saying this is the worst film ever. Again, I won't go that far. Believe me, I've seen worse films than this. And I'll go to a list of it of what thought was the worst ones, but this is not one of them. This ain't the worst. I thought it was alright. The movie was alright. Will I have gone to to see it? I probably would have gone to see it, just to see the performance of itself. But you still would have heard the same result from me. I thought it was alright. So I understand this. Basically when it comes to this, I understand this a lot more than I understand one bad to another. That I can say that I can understand, but then again, one bad to another, I like Academy Awards. So who am I to say? So what do I know, right? So there you go, folks. That's all I'm gonna say from there, and that's my movie review when it comes to Her Tomorrow. So there you go. It's all done. And now, that being said, folks, I can finally get some rest. That being said, thank you all for watching. For It's Natural Born, Gorilla saying peace on the streets, or be well, stay safe. Take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world. For I am out here, Tata for now, as I bid you all in Abdu, folks, with a goodbye and good night to all you to feel the Trickle Toast make finger bang. K Omega. Shout out to K Omega, by the way. But anyway, folks. But yeah, that being said, can we see what happens with Abel Tesfaye next? Now, if he wants to do acting movies and series, whatever, fine. But hire an acting coach. That's what I'm trying to say. Hire an acting coach and get some better acting classes, and all that, and you do better. You can do better, and we'll see from there. But I hope he continues to do. Also, you could do acting all you want, but I hope he could still continue to do his music. That's all we'll see from there. But there you go, folks. So yeah. So that being said, folks, I'm out here. Hope you all enjoy this movie review. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace, God bless, and take care. For this was your movie review. I came to Her Tomorrow from 2025. Take care.